Have you ever felt completely outnumbered and overwhelmed? Like the odds were stacked so high against you, it felt impossible to win? Well, today we're re-diving into one of the most incredible underdog stories of all time. The story of Gideon and his army of just 300 men. The Israelites were in a tough spot. For 7 years, the Midianites had been raiding their lands, stealing their crops, and leaving them with nothing. They were desperate, so they cried out to God for help, and God chose an unlikely hero, Gideon. Gideon was from the weakest clan, and he even called himself the least in his family. He was hiding, trying to thresh wheat in a winepress to keep it from the Midianites. But an angel of the Lord appeared to him and called him a mighty warrior. God told Gideon to gather an army to fight the Midianites. So, Gideon assembled 32,000 men. That sounds like a decent army, right? But the Midianite army had 135,000 soldiers. Even with 32,000, they were still outnumbered, more than 4 to 1. But then, God told Gideon something shocking. You have too many men. God wanted to make it clear that this victory would be his, not achieved by human strength. So, Gideon followed God's instructions. First, he told anyone who was afraid to go home. And just like that, 22,000 men left. Now only 10,000 remained. Still too many, God said. So, God gave Gideon another test. He told him to take the men down to the water to drink. Most of the men knelt down, putting their faces in the water. But a small group, just 300, cupped the water in their hands and lapped it like dogs, staying alert and ready. God said, with the 300 men that lapped, I will save you and give the Midianites into your hands. So there he was, Gideon, with only 300 men, against an army that filled the valley like a swarm of locusts. Their strategy wasn't conventional warfare. God's plan was brilliant and totally unexpected. Each of the 300 men was given a trumpet, an empty clay jar, and a torch to put inside the jar. Under the cover of night, they surrounded the massive Midianite camp. On Gideon's signal, all 300 men blew their trumpets, smashed their jars, and held up their torches, shouting, "A sword for the Lord and for Gideon." The sudden blast of 300 trumpets, and the sight of 300 torches flashing in the dark threw the sleeping camp into absolute chaos. In their confusion and panic, the Midianite soldiers turned on each other, and the entire army fled in terror. Gideon and his 300 men didn't even have to fight in the traditional sense. God delivered the victory. This story is a powerful reminder that with God, the odds don't matter. It's not about our strength, our numbers, or our resources. It's about our faith and obedience. When we feel weak, small, or outnumbered, we can remember Gideon. God can use the unlikely and the few to do incredible things. Thanks for watching. If you were inspired by this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content like this.